it is basically a look at maybe the most well-known exponent of abstract expressionism in the world, and that's Mark Rothko, whose paintings attracted a lot of attention. And when he finally found his vision of how he was going to paint in the mid-50s and forward, people fell in love with his paintings, and for many reasons, they're evocative. They're not representational art. They are quite expressionistic. That you feel, in the best sense, if you fall in love with a Rothko, it's because it's pulled you in to it. He said, and it's true, the paintings are active. They pull you in and make you part of a story you get to create. Some people think his fuzzy squares, as some people call them, are windows or portals or doorways. Are they open? Are they closed? Where do they take you? He always says, the perfect viewing is 18 inches away from the painting, and most museums won't let you do that. But there's something powerful and unique and transcendent about his work. So the play Red is about Mark Rothko and his working with an assistant named Ken, who's a compilation of several of his assistants. And during the time that Rothko was painting the biggest commission ever handed to a painter, to a modern painter, and that was to develop a series of murals for the Four Seasons restaurant in the Seagram's building. And from 1958 to 59, he probably painted between 30 and 40 paintings, of which he would pick, as he said, I will pick them, put them together like a fugue, and those will be my paintings. Eventually, he realized that no one was going to look at his paintings at the restaurant. They were going to eat their dinner. So he turned back the commission and kept his paintings, which are now distributed. There are 9 at the Tate Modern in London. There are several in the National Gallery in Washington, and there's some in Japan. So this is about the experience of painting for the Four Seasons. And in this play, he talks about art. He talks about his position in the world of art. He is terrified of what the new people are doing, what Warhol is doing, what Lichtenstein is doing. They're not the same. They don't do the same. Bring the same feeling to art that he wanted, and so that gives him some conflict with other artists that are now gaining attention. But a lot of this is Rothko and Ken talking, arguing about issues of art, issues of how you see. See is a very important word in this play. They both talk about see. How do you see? What do you see? What does it look like? How that comes into play. And it's passionate, dynamic, exciting, thrilling theater. There's no question about it. It's not an art lecture. It's not a biographical study. I don't think there's another play written that explores the mind of an artist in such passionate detail without sounding like you're going to an art history lecture. It's not that. This is about Rothko's particular world and how he sees things. And he was an impassioned artist, and so you get that in this play. It's unlike any play. Can't think of a play that is like this. When I saw the show on Broadway, people that had seen it in London said, you have to see this play. This is your kind of a play. So I saw it on a Tuesday night and was blown away. I just knocked out of my seat. In fact, I was so knocked out of my seat that I called and got a ticket for the very next day, for the matinee the next afternoon. They had a 4th row seat, and I'm going right to the 4th row and seeing it again. And the same thing happened to me. Certainly the performances, Alfred Molina and Eddie Redmayne, were brilliant, but it was the play, it was the story, it was the theatricality of it, that this material could have such vitality and vibrancy. And I was totally energized. It was very exciting. So, seen it twice in 2 days, why not? I would have gone back the third day, but I had a ticket for something else that day. But it took me right back to see it. Because I think it's a really good play. And as a director, I think you have to really love the play you're working on, whatever it is. And I love this play. And I find the challenge of the play really interesting, because there are two people on stage talking, and you know, they don't go through a lot of costume changes, and we don't change the set. We change the paintings in progress on the set, but that's about it. So, you know, the challenge to all of us making the play is the excitement and vitality that Rothko and his assistant can have in the play itself. They are fascinating humans, fascinating characters, and I think that's fun to direct. The interaction between Rothko and Ken is really special, and I think ultimately quite moving. What Rothko keeps pushing Ken on, and he's rough on him, is for him to find his voice and be able to find his vision, and for him to go out and create. And ultimately, as a mentor to an assistant, as a teacher, it's very moving. And more than just, here's some paint, kid, go out and paint the world up. There's emotionally quite an impact, I think, at the end of the play, because over a short, 95 minutes roughly of a play, you've gotten to learn a lot about both these characters. It's fascinating and generous, and Rothko is an irascible, difficult man. He's not easy. He has lots of opinions, and he thinks a lot of himself. He has a huge ego, and believes in his paintings. His belief in art and how important art is to the world, and as he sends Ken out to the world, I think it's quite moving and unique and special.